And then at this point, I want to turn the mic over to Gordon Shaw with LSC Consultants. He's our traffic engineer.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Why don't you do it? You do such a good job. Good evening. My name is Gordon Shaw. I'm a professional traffic engineer and transportation planner with LSC Transportation Consultants. Our offices are in Tahoe City, and I live on the West Shore. Have been here for about 18 years and have gotten myself working on lots of the different traffic studies and transportation plans throughout the area. Examples being the library in Incline Village, or the Sierra Nevada College new campus, and all the traffic work there. The work for the Kings Beach projects, the county projects in Kings Beach for Placer County. I was asked and kind of tasked to take a look at that circulation plan and say, well, does this make sense? Are there issues here that we need to deal with? Are there problems that would happen because of this project as proposed? Are there things that we can do to make it better? And I'd like to kind of step through that process for a few minutes. This is kind of a quick summary here. We looked at the existing and the proposed trip generation. How many cars coming in and out of the project. We'll get to minutes here in a minute, or the results here in a minute. We looked at vehicle miles of travel. That's something that in particular TRPA cares about, because that reflects the air emissions and so on of traffic. And compared what's on the ground here now versus what's in the future, what will be here in the future. We looked at something called level of service, which is a scale of kind of A to F. We'll talk about again in a minute, at the study intersections that provide access here. We looked at overall access, and then also applied the NDOT and Washoe County standards for traffic control and for lanes and traffic signals and those sort of things. I want to take maybe we're going over the same ground here a little bit, but the way that a traffic engineer transportation planner would look at a plan like this and kind of step through the whole thing in terms of circulation. In terms of the site, and let's see if Lou can read my mind here, the project itself, the land uses in the Boulder Bay area really have 3 access or 4 access points that I particularly care about. There's the hotel access right there. Well, that's actually the hotel access there, which is just about where it's within 20, 30 feet of where Reservoir Road comes out now. So if you can imagine where that is now, that's what that is. Coming off of that, it's a 2-way access into the hotel, and then beyond that into the parking structure, which is beneath that whole kind of central triangle area. There is all parking structure down beneath there. So traffic to the hotel will be signed at that place. That's where the traffic would be coming to and from there. Just as a bit of an aside here, it's not a particularly big access point, but just to the north of that is access to some of the townhomes on the north side, the spa up above there. It's a relatively low traffic access point. Over here on the other side off of State Line Road is kind of the second major access point. It actually has a bit less traffic than the hotel. But coming off of State Line Road, opposite of Cove, would be the entrance to a drop-off zone for the casino area. And then beyond that is the second major entrance into the parking structure. To the south of that, and kind of important from my point of view, is this internal roadway that's one-way eastbound, northeastbound. And we thought our way long and hard about what should be there in terms of direction of travel and so on. There's a desire to keep that small so that we can keep the speed down and provide opportunities for things like sidewalk dining and so on. So there was a desire not to make that a 2-way road, but in terms of evaluating that road and which way it should be, the idea of it providing egress access out onto Highway 28 beyond the traffic signal is a real benefit. So if you are someone who likes to use Reservoir Road today to get out and take advantage of the fact that our signal here is making gaps, well, that will still be there and it will still be open to public traffic. There's a third access into the major parking structure right up there, probably pretty lightly used. It could be more residents of that immediate building there or some of the employees. So in our evaluation, it would be relatively low traffic. As you can see here, we take Wasu and Lakeview, and they come together on a bit of an uphill slope on Wasu. Left turn there, continue to provide access to the parcels that are actually in California there. Coming down the hill, you would have a choice of coming out directly on the state line or making a left through the internal inside of the site and making a left there beyond the signal. The good old traffic signal, we love it, we hate it, right? And I've been stuck in it, probably not as much as some of you, but I've been stuck in it plenty of times. The plan, as shown here, would keep the traffic signal where it is, or maybe move it just a few feet, but basically it would be where it is now. And it would be functioning essentially the way it is now. It provides some benefit. It does provide gaps for people pulling out from the side streets. It also provides a lot of delays. The bottom line is, under current conditions, we really need it for the pedestrians. If we didn't have it, we would have to be putting something in, and it really provides a benefit compared to if we don't have it. There's another kind of good example if you're familiar with Fanny Bridge, which is another good traffic problem around here. But there, Caltrans has just put in a signal to help control that traffic and group it a little bit better, and there really has been a benefit there. So the only thing worse than having it would be not having it. We have done some evaluation of pedestrian flow across the highway, and because we're reducing the size of the casino on the north side, that's so much of the generator of pedestrian traffic. Our conclusion is we'll have some reduction in pedestrian crossing. Not, there'll still be a need for a signal there. We'll now have new hotel guests and residents that may want to go to Caldiva or something, or to Crystal Bay Club. But in general, that button won't be pushed quite as often as it is now. There'll be a little bit of a balancing effect there. The other thing I probably should mention here, and we've mentioned it once, but while I've got this nice graphic up on the screen here, today the center, the two-way left turn lane ends about, it's about right, Lou. And it provides some benefit for turning out. It provides actually quite a lot of benefit for turning out of state line to move into the middle, wait for a gap this way, move into the middle, wait for a gap over your shoulder, and then go forward. Similar to what you can do in Incline Village. But what we found through doing this study is that we need to take that lane and extend it all the way up past the northern access point there, and then finally it would taper back down. So that benefits the site access,